All right, welcome back. Last but not least, we have tight ends and defenses. Okay, so tight ends, it should be no surprise to you that Jimmy Graham's at number one. Big surprise. I have Gronk at number two if he can stay healthy. He's also a monster. Julius Thomas number three because Peyton Manning's throwing to him. Vernon Davis number four. Some people think he's going to take a step back. I don't see why he would. Kaepernick loves throwing to him, and he's an athletic freak. Kyle Rudolph at number five. That surprises you, right? Well, Turner is he's like the tight end whisperer, if I may. So there's no reason that Rudolph shouldn't have a great year this year. Number six, Greg Olsen. Like I said, Cam has nobody else to throw to except for Greg Olsen, and he trusts Greg Olsen a lot. So he's gonna have a great year. Number seven, Jason Witten. Witten's getting older, but he's still Jason Witten. Romo will still throw him the ball, and he'll still catch it. Maybe not as much as prior years, but still he'll get his piece of the pie. Number eight, which is depressing, is Jordan Cameron for the Browns. The reason he's at number eight, that's ridiculous because he's so much better than that, is because Josh Gordon is suspended for the year. A big reason that he had such a great year last year is because Gordon took a lot of pressure off of him. And so now that there is no pressure, they're going to double team Cameron, and it's going to suck. Moving on. Dennis Pitta for the Ravens. A lot of people are talking him up, saying he's going to have a good year. He's healthy. I know Flacco likes him, so I guess it's a sneaky little pickup. Number 10, I have Charles Clay from the Dolphins. He's a nice little hybrid. He can do a lot. He can line up all over the place and has good hands. Good athlete. Number 11, Jordan Reed from the Redskins. If he can stay healthy, he's solid. Nice little athletic tight end there for RG3. Number 12, Kelsey from the Chiefs. He has had a great camp, and a lot of people were up on him, and so he's worth a look, as a late round steal. Number 13, I have a tie for Gates and Green in San Diego. I'm not sure which one's going to play, or if they're going to do two tight end sets, or who Rivers is going to throw to, and so I wouldn't draft either because I don't know what's going to happen. But they're both good. Gates still isn't over the hill yet, and Green is an emerging star. I have Ebron, the rookie tight end for the Lions at number 14. Kind of a risky pick. He hasn't proven that he can play in the league, but he is a pretty impressive athlete. And then last but not least, I have the combination of Brent Selleck and Zach Ertz at number 15. Same thing as what I said in San Diego. I don't know if they're going to run two tight end sets. I don't know who Foles is going to throw to. I know they're both good, and I think Ertz is going to be a star in the future, but that future isn't this year. All right. So moving on to defense. Defense, I have Seattle at number one because when you're the king, you have to get knocked off to not be the king. Number two, I have Carolina. Carolina's very good defense. They were about the third best defense last year, in my opinion, behind the 49ers. But the 49ers are banged up right now, so I don't have them at number two anymore. Number three, I actually have is New England, which is going to surprise you. It shouldn't surprise you because New England's in a crappy division, and they made some pretty nice pickups in the offseason on defense, and so they're going to look a lot more impressive on defense this year. Number four, I still have is San Francisco, even though they're banged up, dude. They have one guy's in trouble for hitting a woman. What's his name? Alden Smith is out for 9 games. Navarro Bowman's out for 6. I mean, they got some holes, but they're still well coached and they're still tough. And they still have Patrick Willis and a lot of other guys on defense, and so they'll still be respectable. So I think they still deserve to be a top 5 defense. I have Denver Broncos at number 5 as defense because they made some nice acquisitions in the offseason. I think they'll be respectable on defense this year. Kansas City at number 6, they had a great year last year on defense, but towards the end of the season it kind of looked like a fluke a little bit. So we'll see if if the real Kansas City comes out this year. Number 7, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has a sneakily good defense. They have some nice pieces on defense all over the place, safety, linebacker, defensive line, and so I think they'll be respectable. They'll keep them in games this year. Number 8, my Cleveland Browns. I've said all year, Cleveland Browns have a top 10 defense, so why wouldn't they be in the top 10 ranking? I think we're a top 10 defense. We're going to cause some turnovers, sack the quarterback a lot, and so we're worth either your backup defense or definitely a bye week. And if you're a believer like I am, you could start them and surprise some people. Number 9 I have is Houston. Houston drafted Clowney, and they already have Watt, so their defensive line is real strong. They have some pieces behind that with Cushing and Swearinger, the headhunter at safety. So I think their defense will be respectable this year and keep games closer. San Diego at 10. San Diego has a very respectable defense in my opinion. And I only have two more. There's New Orleans at 11 and St. Louis at 12. I think New Orleans with Rob Ryan is going to be a respectable defense. They got Jarius Byrd from the Bills, which is a nice pickup. And then St. Louis, I think they're in that division. You have to have a good defense to stay in games, and they do. They're well coached by Fisher, and so they're worth picking up, late in the draft or on a bye week. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for fantasy football. I wish all you guys the best. You let me know if you need any advice, and I wish you luck unless you're playing me.